Good morning. I thought it was time I did another little update. Here we are now, middle of May, and the site is possibly looking probably the best it's going to look. Early spring as everything comes out. Not really early spring now, is it? But this is just outside my office, so we're going to start here today and have a wander up to the grow bank. So pretty much naturalised planting here. I've just let it do its own thing and add a few bits that I moved from other parts of the garden. And then there's these lovely steps, and I've just trimmed some of this now just so that I've got access, but so it still looks naturalised, because it's such a pretty little step, but it was becoming completely overgrown. So I've just taken out a few little bits just so that I can get up here earlier. It's leading the way. Now there's so many buttercups coming up that what I've done is just mow paths through, because I don't want to take all of this out. Plus it would take me about 10 years to mow everything. So the buttercups and daisies are gorgeous. Lots and lots of speedwell. And then just mown paths to allow me to walk through and give the place a sense of that it is cared for. Because if you just leave a site like this, very quickly it would just become completely overgrown. But it's looking so pretty, and there's so much coming up. Every day I notice something new. So the grow bank is growing, but I'm having big troubles with slugs. So excuse the motorbikes, they like going down to the galore. So if we go in here, lovely borage, and the bees just love it. They're all over it, and the rest of the site is coming on well, as long as I can keep the slugs at bay. So we have lots of different techniques. This is pots surrounded by salt. These are pots, and I've sprayed them with the garlic juice from the garlic, the wild garlic, but that doesn't seem to make any difference. The peas are growing really well. Strawberries in the guttering look great, and my soft fruit down here are really sprouting up, but I'm afraid the purple sprouting broccoli and cabbage aren't too bad, are still being plagued by slugs. They're just enjoying it too much. I've just put another couple of plants out here and a new tub of dilute Marmite in the hope that I can keep them at bay a little bit. It's going to be an endless battle, I think. So this bank is south facing, and again I've just mown the path through because the flowers are just beautiful at the moment. It's a real mixture of forget-me-not, campion, daisy, bluebells just going over, and then interspersed with the buttercup. And then I've just mown a path all the way down so that I can really walk in amongst it, really, because it is just so beautiful and usually buzzing with insects. I love that speedwell and buttercup combo, looks fab. And now the campion is coming into its own. Look at that. Just gorgeous. Now if we head down to the quarry, this is where it's really turning into Jurassic Park now. The foliage and the ferns are pretty spectacular. So the buttercups like it down here because it's that little bit damper. And foxgloves, oh my goodness, they're going to be wonderful in a couple of weeks. I can see the flower spires forming. Look at this lot. Some of the bluebells still look pretty good down here because it's a bit shadier and cooler. They were a little bit later, but look at the ferns. And beautiful foxgloves. And then really into the foliage depths. It's so lush at the moment. The colours are just beautiful. And I love it down here. It's like a micro habitat and much cooler. You can feel a temperature change when you come down here, as it's so protected and because it's quite deep. You can see it sort of has its own little climate. Pretty much dried out here. This is where I want to do a pond eventually. But yeah, quarry is lush. And then as we come out of the quarry, there's the blue tip box where the chicks have just hatched. And then carry up through here. Mighty pretty. And then into the more open area where I've been doing lots of different sort of mowing techniques here. You can see some of it I've left long and others I've mowed paths through. Eventually I'm going to convert this back to real traditional meadow, but I need to do quite a lot of work, particularly on the other side. Get some yellow rattle in to kill off the, well, to suppress the grass so that other flowers can take over, because up here we've got cuckoo flower and buttercup and speedwell, lots of grasses. They're all flowering and also offering lots of pollen, and some buttercup. And then I'm doing a couple of sort of selective circles where I'm leaving it to see what will come up on its own. And then there's an area that was pretty much bare. I think it had been used for growing veg, so I've left it this year to see what will happen. And we've got lots of cuckoo flower, daisies, some of these lovely little naturalised geraniums, and the apple tree. Oh my goodness, we could be in for a good crop this year. Look at the blossom on this. Bees are loving it. You can actually hear them all buzzing within it. It's looking very, very pretty. I think May is definitely going to be the most beautiful time in terms of naturalised flowers before a major foliage explosion. Yeah, loving it more every day. Finally, into the copse, which I might need to do a little bit of trimming in. This beech has completely taken over the entrance. Yeah, foliage explosion in here. Again, ferns and buttercups, and bluebells. And the leaves are obviously, all the trees are coming into leaf now, so it's getting a little darker in here, but still mighty pretty. Up onto the little seat. Let's have a look at the view today. Oh, pretty good. It's quite clear today, a bit hazy. You just about get through here. I haven't actually mown a path here, but I walk it every day, so I'm getting stung by stinging nettles. So, and this lovely oak just into leaf now. Very calm and peaceful in here. And then back round to the front of the house. Thank you, Comfrey. He always has to play a part, doesn't he? But yeah, the new patio area is settling in nicely. See if I can show you the boot wrens. So just behind that wooden, just behind the wooden cladding there, the boot wrens, and her chicks hatched a couple of days ago. So she's in and out, mainly the female feeding. Males sometimes help, but I'll very carefully go. She's used to me going in and out. I've been doing loads of work around here and she's quite happy. Let's see if I can show you. So here is where the boot wrens are, in my garage port. She's not in there at the moment. You can see how close she is to me, literally going in and out of here, which is my workshop. So she's well used to me. She chose this spot and I was working in it before, so you can keep an eye on them on my website. But again, yeah, looking good. Bits I've left unmown that were particularly interesting. Pond's looking fab. Then likes to drink out of here. Lots of damselflies, small and red. And then look at these. Beautiful iris have appeared. Totally gorgeous. And then the girls are fine. They can come out a little bit later. And then my pollinator patch. Everything's coming up well. Look at that candelabra primula. Transplanted that from another part of the garden. Planted my cosmos in there and they're starting to fill out, and the bees are starting to discover it as well. The Bina are taking off. Look at that beautiful equinox. Gorgeous. Okay. Looking really pretty. Quite chuffed with that. And again, some little bits unmown and some bits cut quite short and some bits a little bit longer, but looking mighty beautiful.